Good morning, guys. So we're on the job. We got a vanity faucet that we have to hook up, drains and everything, so we'll get started. Go in and take a look at the parts and put it in. Okay, here we are. Vanity faucet. We have to put in the stops and the drainage. Alright, let's turn the water off. Water's off. Okay, so the water is off, it is drained out. So with any luck, we can just cut these and not have to worry about too much water. And of course, there's still going to be some. But that's why we have a towel. Alright, let's get the hot side on. Okay, now we will cut the cold side. Just a couple minutes to set up. As you can see, it's still dripping a little bit. That will eventually stop. While we're waiting for those to set up, let us install the faucet. Okay, first thing to install is our valve body here. So take your nut, thread that down. Take your washer, put that in, and this goes down underneath and sticks up. Find the hole, just like so. Then you take your round washer, it says up. Make sure that goes up. And then you take your C-clip and you clip it on to that groove, you bring it down, and then you tighten up the nut from underneath. Snug this down just like so, and then you want to put the handle on and make sure that your handle is in the proper, make sure your handle is in the proper location. Okay, so then you want to put your handle on, make sure that when you're on, the handle's coming out, and when it's off, it's going sideways. With that in the proper location, you can then go ahead and snug this nut up. Okay. Go up top and double check that the handle's in the same spot. And the handle looks good. Then we just do the same for the hot side. Okay, so now the spout, we just stick down in there, make sure we have our little rubber, our little seal in place, just like so. Stick that down and in, and from below you take this half moon washer and your nut, stick those on, tighten it up. Okay. So you want to take the soft side. I don't know if it feels like a foam kind of deal here. Push that up and on. You can spin your nut up and on here. Snug it up and then straighten out your spout, because obviously that is not what you want. So bring it over and loosen it up just a hair. There we go. And we're centered on the hole there. We're all in line here. You just make sure we're coming out straight, just like that. Then you can go underneath and snug it up. Climb back under here. Hold this in the right spot. I'm going to shift this washer so that it's making better contact with the bottom of the vanity top. They do give you a tool, actually, I believe. I'm already under here with the basin wrench, so I'll just snug it up with this. All right, that should be good. Okay, our stops are off. Should have had plenty of time to contract back to their size and seal up. So let's go turn the water on and check for leaks. All right, let's turn the water on. Water is on. Okay. Everything looks good. Good and dry. All right, once you have the spout installed, you can then go ahead and pull off your protective cover there. You have this big supply line. It's got two connectors on the end and then a branch in the middle, a T in the middle. That T just goes up onto here and you'll hear it click. And then either end goes over to your valve bodies and you slip them in until they click. Just like that. Then your two supplies coming from the supply stops just thread right onto there. Oh, look who showed up. You're friendly. That's why I knew that they were good. Yeah. Okay. We will tie these supplies in. One on the cold and one on the hot. There it is. Take our base and wrench and snug them up. Okay. All right. Then we'll angle you down. We'll just connect them up. Cold to the cold, hot to the hot. Take our 5/8 open end wrench. And snug these down. Alright. Our supplies should be good. Now it's time for the drain. Okay, so up top we have our pop-up. It's just a push one, so it's pretty easy. It comes with the gasket already, so we can just stick that down in there. Pull through. Stick that down in there like that. We will take our dope up the face here. We'll also take our gasket, put some dope on that. And we will just spin it up into place. Okay. We'll just take our pliers to be sure. Give it a little bit extra. Just like so. Now, we set up our trap components. Okay, so put one up there. We take an 1.25 inch by 1.5 inch ferrule. Slide that up onto the tailpiece. Okay, so you take your weir, put one nut over it to hook up to the dip. Take your other nut, put it on the reverse, and you take your 1.5 inch ferrule, slide that on. Then you kind of stick it in there, make some, do your adjusting, figure out your measurements. You gotta cut it a little bit. Stick that in there. tight fit. Looks like we'll need a tailpiece extension. While we wait for that extension, we can dope up this face and dope up the faces of our, ooh, just made it. Alright, dope up the faces of our dip. You can put our weir in. Get it roughly into the spot that we're going to need. And we'll take our 1.5" tailpiece extension. We'll measure it. This is a little bit long here. This will go down into the 1.5", but we'll kind of account for that right here. And we'll mark it. And we'll take our tubular cutters again, and we will kind of score it. And once it's scored, then you can kind of go in for that final cut, so that if it does snap, it doesn't crack the tube up. Now to get this on, you take the dip back off. Put your nut on to the tailpiece extension. Put your ferrule on. Dope up your face. Tighten it in place. And you can put your dip back on. And line everything up. And tighten it. Snug it all down. All these nuts should just be hand tight. Just like so. Now it's time to test everything. Alright, first things first, we'll turn the supplies on. Supplies are on. Before we turn the faucet on, we will take the aerator out, so if there is any sediment or junk or anything in the supply lines, it will be flushed out. Kind of being living on the edge here because I have the drain open, so don't want to drop this aerator down that. There we go. Alright, we'll put the drain plug in now, which I probably should have done before. Alright, cold. Hot. Alright, now we can put the aerator back. Alright. Hot. Cold. Let's check for leaks. So far, so good. Now for the real test. We fill it up. Let's see if we get hot water here. starting to get warm. And now we got hot water. Good deal. Hot is hot, cold is cold. I like it. Just about at the overflow. We're at that overflow. Now we'll see if it drains. Looks like it drains even when the faucet's running, so that is a good sign. Shut that off and check for leaks. Okay. No leaks at the supply here. No leaks at the supply here. I don't feel any water on the trap. No water. No water coming out of the pop-up seal. And there's no water at any of these connections up at the faucet itself. So I think this is done. Okay, and with that, this faucet is complete. Alright guys, that wraps this one up. Another faucet installed. Almost as good as a toilet, but they're a little bit more tricky. But that's it for this one. So if you got something out of this and you liked the video, please leave a like down below. Always remember to comment. I do enjoy reading those. And please subscribe. I'd much appreciate it. So until next time, you have a good one.